Hi, today I'll be going over and walking through OSSEC. In this video, it's not going to show you how to set up OSSEC. I'm going to link a video in my description on where you can find that. This YouTuber called Dave S. basically goes through the whole configuration and the commands on setting up an OSSEC server and an agent. And the reason why I lead you guys to that YouTube video is because he does some changes with the PHP scripting that PHP used to use and accept curly brackets, and that's what OSSEC use to set up their GUI interface. But this guy basically, PHP does not accept curly brackets anymore. So this guy changed all the curly brackets to square brackets, and he has that open to the community through his GitHub. So in this video, I'm going to go over the topology. I'm going to talk about OSSEC just a little bit, and then we're going to create some logs using PuTTY, and we're going to SSH and do some failed authentication, some wrong passwords, and then we're going to jump over to Kali Linux, our Kali Linux machine, and we're going to do password cracking tool named Hydra to create some logs. So OSSEC is a host-based intrusion detection system that focuses on monitoring and protecting individuals' hosts or devices within the network. And this is a little bit different from network-based intrusion detection systems, which concentrates on monitoring network traffic to identify suspicious patterns and potential threats across the entire network. So in this diagram here, we have the OSSEC server, and then we have the OSSEC client that will talk to each other. And then we have the attacker PC, which is going to be our Kali Linux machine that we're going to attack either one of these. And one thing to mention is that I set up my OSSEC server to be hybrid. The reason why I set it to be hybrid so it can collect logs from the system itself. Otherwise, if I just set it up as the OSSEC server, it would only collect logs from the agent. So in here we have the OSSEC web interface. In this main tab here, you'll see some logs and alerts here. This is the number that indicates how severity the log is. It ranges from 15 to 1, 1 being the lowest severity, just more of a notification than an alert, which 15 is high security. You need to take a look at that. And you can see that I have my OSSEC server here and my Ubuntu agent, which these are all run, both of these machines are using Ubuntu, but I have them all in one place in my web interface here, so it collects logs from both. And you can see that this log was from the agent. So over here in the search menu, you can see you can search by severity here. So let's just say I wanted to search for severity from level 10, and you can select the date. So if I wanted to start from April 1st all the way to April 4th, and I just press search, and I can see any of the logs with a minimum level of 10. So I'll be seeing 10 and up. Right here we got a whole bunch of 10s, maybe some couple 13s. And then over here, integrity checking, but what this basically does is it basically checks the file to make sure that there's hasn't been any changes, because the goal of integrity checking is to monitor the files and to detect these changes and alert you when it happens. So if I click on one of these, it'll bring me down here where I can see more information about what has been changed. Back here to stats. This tab will basically show me a little bit about how many logs I had. Let's just say on April 4th, 2024. So this says I had a total of 59 logs and 51 alerts, and I average about 2,479.9 events per hour. That's a lot of events. And so this is our little Proxmox setup that we set up. We created VMs instead of containers. You can create a container if you wanted to, but we just did VMs. But this is our OSSEC server here, and this is our OSSEC agent, and then this is the Kali Linux machine that we're going to use to attack one of these PCs. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Andre, and Andre is going to talk a little bit about some failed authentication and wrong passwords that he's going to put in through PuTTY.
Hi guys, Andre here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create a log on OSSEC. Specifically, I'm going to attempt to log into a server using PuTTY. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up PuTTY and SSH to our server, which is 172.17.251.4. So I'm going to try and log in as root, and I'm just going to purposely type wrong passwords. Uh, Alright, so this error message is going to show up because of the failed attempts. As you guys can see, as I was typing the wrong password, it already created like logs right here. So I'm gonna refresh the page and see how many logs were created by typing the wrong password. Here, I got level 5. I also got level 8 and level 10. So for the level 8 is because of the maximum attempt exceeded, and level 5 is just failure, and level 10 is because I purposely missed the password more than one time. You can also like see which IP address this is from, and right here, the source IP. And if you look um, right here, you can see that this was the IP address from the VPN that I use trying to access OSSEC. Um, we can also like create more advanced attack if we pull up our Kali Linux machine, but I will hand it over to Yamwa.
Hi guys, so I'm going to show you how Hydra, a pre-installed brute force password attack tool in Kali Linux, can be used to attempt to penetrate our OSSEC agent and what our OSSEC log will look like. So I'm here in our Proxmox server and I have our Kali Linux virtual machine here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the console. And then on the top left corner of my Kali Linux machine, I'm going to click on the application icon here. And under number 5, password attacks, I'm going to click on the right online attacks and click on the Hydra graphical. And here is my Hydra. So under the single target, we are going to put in the IP address of the OSSEC agent that we are attempting to attack, which is going to be the IP address of 172.17.251.4. The port number is going to be 22, and the protocol is going to be SSH. Next, on the password tab, we are going to use the root username, and under the password section, we are going to choose the password list. So we're going to click this radio button here, And then we're going to click the box over here, which will pop up a box here where we can choose a pre-configured list of passwords that we can use to attempt to log into our OSSEC agent. Next, we're going to go to the Tuning tab. And here we can choose the number of tasks and the timeouts. So I'm going to choose a tasks of 10 and timeout of 20. And now we can go to the Start tab. And on the bottom left, we can start to attack our OSSEC agent. So I'm going to go ahead and start. All right, now we can go over to our OSSEC web interface here. And I'll do a refresh here. And as you can see, we have multiple SSH authentication failures. You can see here it says failed passwords for root from 172.17251.6. And we know that that's from our Kali Linux virtual machine and from the Hydra attack tool, because if we go into our Kali Linux machine, and if we go to the terminal, if we type in IP-ADDR, you can see that our Kali Linux machine is 172.17251.6. This was brought to you by the IDS team, Andrew Shinoda, Andre Lau, and Yia Moore. Thanks guys for watching.